Welcome to the 18th election in American history. It was held on Tuesday, November 4th, 1856. Incumbent 14th President Franklin Pierce's presidency was tragic, since his only surviving son, Benjamin Pierce, tragically died in a train wreck while the family moved to DC. This event would cast a shadow over Pierce's time in office. Furthermore, Vice President William King also died not long after from tuberculosis while being treated in Cuba. Meanwhile, the Minister to Mexico, James Gadsden, alongside Secretary of War Jefferson Davis, had an idea that would be successful, and the Gadsden Purchase occurred in late 1853, giving America 29,670 square miles of land. This was key since it fixed border issues with Mexico, and this acquisition enraged the North. At the same time, Commodore Matthew Perry was on an important mission, an extremely important diplomatic mission to Japan. It was successful, ending in the Treaty of Kanagawa, opening Japanese ports to American trade. Another key moment during this time was the Kansas-Nebraska Act, drafted by Stephen A. Douglas, a Democratic senator from Illinois. This foolish decision got rid of the Missouri Compromise, and hell would break loose. This made slavery be decided by voting. Many would move to the territories to sway the vote. After this decision, Bleeding Kansas, a mini-civil war, started in 1854. This would be a violent and tragic time in American history, and many would die. Meanwhile, Pierre Soule, the U.S. Minister to Spain, had an idea, and the Austin Manifesto was written in 1854. The manifesto proclaimed Cuba was rightfully American land and that it should be annexed no matter the cost. Once news got out of this enraged Northerners and divided the already disunited nation even more. Not long after, in Washington, D.C., South Carolina Representative Preston Brooks and Massachusetts Senator Charles Sumner had beef with each other. In an iconic moment, Brooks almost killed Sumner with his cane after Brooks verbally attacked Brooks' family during an abolitionist speech. After the Kansas-Nebraska Act, the Whig Party at last perished, and a new party would rise. The Republican Party was founded in Wisconsin on March 20, 1854, founded by many people like Amos Stuck from New Hampshire, Salmon P. Chase from Ohio, Horace Greeley from New York, Henry Jarvis Raymond from New York as well, and of course Abraham Lincoln from Illinois. The Republican Party was abolitionist, pro-tariffs, and had big appeal in the North. They held their first ever national convention in 1856 in Philadelphia, nominating John C. Fremont and William Lewis Dayton as his running mate. Fremont, a famous explorer, war veteran, and senator from California, while William Lewis Dayton was a senator from New Jersey. Meanwhile, the Know-Nothings nominated Millard Fillmore and Andrew J. Donaldson as his running mate. Millard Fillmore, the former president and vice president of Zachary Taylor, while Andrew Donaldson was a minister to Prussia and the nephew of President Andrew Jackson. Fun fact, Fillmore did not know of the nomination, but the party nominated him either way. While the Democrats' nominees for president were incumbent President Franklin Pierce from New Hampshire. Another nominee was renowned politician James Buchanan, minister to the UK from Pennsylvania. And lastly, Stephen A. Douglas, famous senator from Illinois. While for the vice president, the only main nominee was John C. Breckinridge, representative from Kentucky. In the end, the Democrats nominated James Buchanan and John C. Breckinridge as his running mate. Incumbent President Pierce lost the nomination since Northerners disliked how much he was biased to the South. And the winner was James Buchanan won, becoming the 15th president in American history. Buchanan won in a close race with 174 electoral votes, defeating Fremont and Fillmore, and Breckinridge became the 14th vice president in American history. John C. Fremont came close, winning 114 electoral votes, but only needed 16,000 more votes in the swing states to send the election to Congress, while Millard Fillmore got 8 electoral votes from Maryland. This election saw the rise of the Republican Party, with the Democrats winning barely. In the Senate, the Democrats won, winning 38 out of the 62 seats, 6 over the majority. For the House, the Democrats also won, winning 127 seats, 9 over the threshold. James Lawrence Orr would soon become the 22nd Speaker of the House. James, a staunch Southern Democrat from South Carolina. Buchanan took his oath of office on Wednesday, March 4th, 1857, at the East Portico of the Capitol. America's sectionalism grew even more violent, with seemingly nothing stopping in its way, and thus the 18th election in American history came to an end. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Stay tuned for the next video.